Today we're not just going to explore some topic. We're going to sit with a feeling. It's that quiet, almost haunting feeling that, well, a lot of us know it, but we rarely put a name to it. So let's talk about what it means to be haunted by the ghost of a life lived halfway. Just let that sink in for a second. It's so much more than a clever line, right? It's a really deep observation about us, about people. It's pointing to a totally different kind of death, not the body, but the spirit. A death that can happen way, way before we're ever buried. But what does that even mean, to die before you're dead? It's a pretty confronting question, isn't it? It really forces us to look beyond just, the biological definition of life and ask ourselves, am I truly living it? So yeah, let's explore that. Okay, so first things first. We're not talking about a literal spooky ghost here. We're talking about something more like the presence of an absence. It's that heavy silence where your curiosity, your courage, all that stuff used to be. It's the spirit dying off long before the body does. So at its very core, this ghost is really just the sum of all your untapped potential. Think about it. It's the artist you never became, that journey you always dreamed of but never took, the truth you were too afraid to speak. And over time, that becomes this constant, quiet companion to a life that just feels unfulfilled. Now, here's what's so fascinating and kind of scary. How does this actually happen? It's almost never some big dramatic event. No, it's a slow, quiet fade. It's like someone is gradually, day by day, turning down the volume on your soul's calling until you can barely hear it anymore. And the culprits? They're not what you'd expect. They're not some big, obvious villains. They're what we could call the quiet killers. You've got fear telling you, hey, just play it safe. Then there's comfort whispering that good enough is, well, good enough. Routine slowly builds this cage of predictability around you. And then there's the need for approval, which has you basically living someone else's version of your life. And it all starts here, doesn't it? The sound of the alarm. It's not just a noise, it's a kind of surrender. The day kicks off not with your own intention, but with an obligation. Just an automatic response in an increasingly automated world. And from that moment on, the rest of the day, the journey from one box to another, it all just becomes a blur. It's time that isn't really lived, it's just passed. You can spend days, weeks, even years stuck on this autopilot, just moving through life without ever really being present in it. And this is where it all leads. You know those quiet moments right before you fall asleep, or just a random moment of stillness in your day? That's when you feel it. The silence isn't empty at all. It's filled with the weight of all the things you didn't do. That is the feeling of quiet regret. So this really gets to the heart of it. Let's break it down. On one side, you've got just being alive. Breathing, survival, safety. And look, that stuff is necessary for sure, but it's just the baseline. On the other side, you have what it means to be truly living, becoming something more, finding real meaning, answering a calling. The problem is, so many of us get stuck on that first side. But okay, this isn't supposed to be a downer. This is not a eulogy. This is not the end of the story. Not by a long shot. It's actually an invitation. It's a turning point where you where we can choose to stop being just a passive spectator in our own lives. It's an invitation to wake up. So I want to ask you something, and I really want you to sit with it for a second. When did you stop choosing? When did you stop actively picking your path and just start accepting the one that was laid out for you? Was it after a big disappointment? A failure? When was the moment you traded your truth for a little bit of comfort? Waking up really starts with being honest with yourself. It's a conscious decision to flick the lights on in all those dusty rooms of your life and take a hard look. Look at the habits that are holding you back, the fears that paralyze you, and all those well-rehearsed excuses that are keeping you from who you could be. So, what's next? After you've had that moment of awakening, what comes next is a choice. And it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing, daily, even moment-to-moment choice to truly live, not just exist. And hey, this isn't about some massive life overhaul overnight. It's about a small but powerful shift in your intention. This all leads to a pretty simple but really profound framework. First step, acknowledge the ghost. Don't run from that feeling of untapped potential. Instead, listen to it. It's actually trying to tell you what you truly value. Second, choose growth over comfort. On purpose, intentionally step outside your routine. Do the thing that feels just a little bit scary. And third, live with courage. And remember, courage is not about having no fear. It's about acting in spite of it. And this really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? Being alive is a gift. Just the fact that you're here, breathing, that's incredible. But what you do with that breath, how you choose to spend your time, that's all on you. That is the choice to truly live. So, we've talked about the ghost, we've looked at those quiet killers of our purpose, and we've walked through the path to awakening. And now, well, now it all comes down to this. The choice is yours, and it's yours alone. Nobody else can make it for you. I want you to let this thought really settle in. Your time is finite. That's a guarantee for all of us. But your potential, what you can become, what you can create, what you can experience inside those days, that is not finite. It's vast, maybe even limitless. And so, we're going to end with this one final question for you. Will you be the ghost? Will you let your life be haunted by who you could have been? Or will you be the author? Will you pick up the pen right now, today, and start writing a story that's actually worth telling? The choice, as always, is yours.